I just had a horrible dream. A dream where people bought a DLC to a difficult game made by a company that famously makes their DLCs extra difficult and then ignored a new system that makes it less difficult and got upset that the game was too difficult. Thank God it was just a dream, though. I'm still the Elden Lord, and this chair still has no back support. Wait, it wasn't a dream? So, some time has passed since the release of Soaked, mostly because I've actually been playing it, enjoying it, and really wanted to fully complete every aspect of the DLC before I gave a knee-jerk reaction and opinion. And I'm glad to announce I've successfully beaten the final boss of the DLC, and it totally didn't have a lasting psychological effect on me. When I play FromSoft games, I completely close my eyes and ears to every single piece of information possible. I didn't even watch the trailers or look at sneak peek images. When the DLC was announced, I muted every single word and phrase possible so I wouldn't even see enemy designs or new environments.
I didn't mute the word Roddy, though, because I could never silence my queen.
Everything, down to the last freak, I wanted to discover and see on my own during my first playthrough. I care about how lighting cracks through a cave ceiling just as much as I care about a mainline boss fight. Every inch and second of Elden Ring is special to me, and I expected the DLC to sweep me off my feet like the base game did. And oh Christ, I think this is some of FromSoft's best work ever. So you can imagine my shock when I emerged from my grotesque gamer juice-laden flesh cocoon to see
This DLC is too hard! This is the easiest thing ever created!
What the fuck is a skidoo fragment? What? How did this happen? Aren't we the get good guys? Aren't we the ones that played Demon Souls? You know, the game that had a feature where it removed half of your fucking health bar if you made the mistake of dying to a hidden corner shadow medieval crack addict? Okay, easy does it. Oh, cool! Great! Nice! Yes! Awesome! Yes! And Sekiro didn't even really have builds. Your only option was to learn every single attack pattern.
Foolish samurai, this action game is actually a concealed rhythm game.
So what happened? What changed? Well, you see, you could honestly blame the entire discourse on this one single dookie-looking pine cone, a skidoo fragment, or as Miyazaki would like to gaslight you into calling a shadow tree fragment. All right, sure, dude, all right, whatever you say. Now, get back in your Gyal cell. These little things are how you level up your character in the land of shadow, and some folks are pissed. But surely it can't be that straightforward, can it? This little spiky thing couldn't have obliterated 15 years of white-knuckled hardcore classics that everyone adored for their sheer difficulty. Well, just like how America shattered the Elden Ring, I believe the argument has been fragmented into multiple pieces. So let's take some putrid online gamer debates and shatter them into some consumable chunks in what I believe to be the source of the problem. Because I feel it's actually shockingly interesting given the unique space these games are in. So let's just break this thing, I guess.
These are the great argument shards, and to wield the full might of a gamer's opinion, we must consume them.
Oh, that was the wrong one! There are people in your walls trying to steal your data.
Oh my god, no! My photos of Ronnie!
This video is sponsored by NordVPN. You know him, you love him, chances are you probably use him at this point, and if you don't, what's wrong with you, bozo? NordVPN is a virtual private network that keeps you and your beloved computers safe from cyber ne'er-do-wells that mean to do you harm by tracking you, gathering your data, and stealing your stuff. VPNs aren't a secret weapon anymore, they're kinda necessary if you want to get the full potential from your internet usage. And NordVPN offers an extensive range of security weapons to safeguard users and their devices. You've got password protection, public Wi-Fi encryption, hidden IPs, malware destruction, and a complete safeguard against ads and files built by digital cybermancers to steal your juicy ass pics.
What?
If you want to be safe, browse stuff that you otherwise would be blocked from seeing, then NordVPN is a wonderful answer. Get an exclusive NordVPN deal and 4 months extra when you check out NordVPN.com/CircleTunes, dude. All right, back to it. Now, as any Dark Blood Sekiro Ring Souls player will tell you, Elden Ring is FromSoft's easiest game, by, like, magnitudes. Almost every build is viable and has room for cheese. Summons and horse combat can belittle enemy encounters. The open world really invites you to overlevel and over-equip. Crafting allows you to always have that specific status effect you need, and there are checkpoints everywhere, including special ones at boss doors.
Ah, kids these days would never survive a Dark Souls run back.
Or the fucking Dark Souls 2 Death Door. Fuck this thing, Jesus Christ. However, the initial hours of Elden Ring can be quite challenging, particularly if you're new to Souls games. And I think a lot of people forgot that. Towards the middle to late game, things can get comically easy, especially if you're running a level 200 Tarnished turned Elden Lord. Players returning after a break might find the sudden shift from effortlessly defeating enemies and tanking multiple hits to struggling for survival quite jarring. This can feel like an unnecessary spike in difficulty, especially if you're unaware that the DLC significantly scales down the character's overall power level. Which brings me to my next shard. So it doesn't matter if your character was level 713 and killed every god under the piss tree. In the Land of Shadow,
He's a little fucking bitch.
the DLC crunches your level down to prevent players from easily overpowering the content. This approach actually enhances the experience because the satisfaction for most players comes from the challenge of defeating a boss after multiple attempts. I don't think anyone would like a $40 DLC from FromSoft filled with bosses that your late game build would just nuke in one hit.
So what, is my character just screwed now? Can I offer you a nice pine cone in this trying time?
Skidoo tree fragments are the way you counteract this nerfing effect. The more you get, the stronger you are here. It's that simple. You'll find them everywhere in dungeons, caves, fields, and even the stomachs of giant hippos. So the idea is that the more you organically explore, the stronger you'll organically get. Ow! Elden Ring, from base to DLC, gives you every resource and playstyle to make the game as hard or as easy as you want, but you have to learn them and use them. Call it a byproduct from complacency in the gameplay, or choice paralysis from how many options Elden Ring truly gives you, but I really think that most players here, especially the ones complaining about difficulty, aren't using every tool at their disposal. Listen, I play like a brain-dead, unoptimized moron, and for a while I barely understood the idea of level soft caps and hard caps, faith buffs, crit daggers, elemental weaknesses. What the fuck do you mean I gotta eat this dude's meat?
Oh, you must be hungry.
Am I? And other than the final bastard, I killed nearly every single boss in 1 to 5 tries by just swinging a fucking big-ass stick until the scary thing got turned into dust particles.
And I did it all before any balance changes.
So if my barely functioning bonk brain can do it, so can anyone else. I watched a buddy use like 8 buffs and consume a pile of God knows what and beat the final boss without moving or taking damage, decimating him with every hit and healing to full health infinitely. It genuinely felt like I was watching an exploit, but it wasn't an exploit. He was just using every tool within reach. Elden Ring's combat is 50% get good and 50% puzzle. What works, what doesn't work, try new summons, respec, craft greases, swap talisman, throw a goddamn pot of molten glunch at their goddamn face. If they're spamming a move that always kills you, you're spamming a mistake. For God's sakes, I've seen people beat these bosses on a dance pad. A fucking goldfish has beat some of these freaks. Are you saying you are less than a fish in a tank? The DLC has about 50 hours of content if you frolic around everywhere and poke every ghoul with a ghoul poker.
Stop it!
But it seems like a lot of people don't want to play like this, they want to play like this, and that's totally valid, but it's going to be objectively harder, so don't be shocked when the open world game crushes your bones for playing it like a more linear experience. If you rush the DLC, the bosses are going to be the ones rushing your ass down to the fog wall.
Oh, poor bastard just walked in with a level 3 scud.
Help! So, with all the fragments in our inventory, what's my final opinion on this debacle, and is there a solution that would please everyone? For starters, I really think the DLC, isn't hard, and I'm not posturing to some Elden Ring stan Miyazaki shrine. I'm saying from a technical level, and from what I've been able to achieve as a B-tier Souls player, it really isn't hard if you just explore a little and use every tool you got. Now, could the skidoo system be explained more thoroughly? Yeah. flaw? Should they have made a bunch of redundant scud fragments so you didn't have to comb through everything? Probably. And are the fragments a bad system? Absolutely not. The two routes I see this near sequel-sized DLC could have gone down are make it too easy, not add any sort of power negation, and have late-game characters walk through every encounter in 5 hours, or whack every character with a shrinkening hammer so that the experience can be tailored specifically to the developer's preferences, allowing for a more customized and curated environment.
Which way, Miyazaki? The ghoul cave or the poison swamp?
No, stop. Why are you so excited? Stop. Obviously, they went with the latter, and I think it was the right decision. And let's be honest, Elden Ring is FromSoft's first game that kinda left their core audience, and historically, their main vocal fans have been those who relish extreme challenges. But when a game sells 25 million copies, shit can get weird and really fucking loud. Miyazaki, in a recent interview with The Guardian, stated, quote, "In preparation for Shadow of the Erdtree, I played through the main story of Elden Ring, and I wanted to preface this by saying I absolutely suck at video games, so my approach or playstyle was to use everything I have at my disposal, all the assistance, every scrap of aid that the game offers, and also all the knowledge that I have as the architect of the game. The freedom and open world nature of Elden Ring perhaps lowered the barrier to entry, and I might be the one who's benefiting the most from that as a player more than anyone else."
So collect the fucking pine cones, eat the fucking glunch, kill the fucking bosses!
To be fresh is to be unpopular. To be exciting is to be unconventional. To be bold is to be risky, and to be creative is to be misunderstood. A game for everyone is a game for no one.
Oh my god, I got him!
That wasn't so bad. People gotta stop bitching and just...
Oh, I'm sorry!